Their lot forbade, nor circumscribed alone, their growing virtues, but their crimes confined, forbade to wade through slaughter to a throne, and shut the gates of mercy on mankind. The humbleness of the villages prevented them from abusing their power to become heartless tyrants. Their crimes were reduced because their skills had not been developed. They never killed their enemies and waded through slaughter to a throne mercilessly. They never shut the gates on mankind. The struggling pangs of conscious truth to hide, to quench the blushes of ingenuous shame, or heap the shrine of luxury and pride with incense kindled at the muse's flame. The villagers did not have to struggle against their conscience or to suppress the shame of genuine natural modesty or to offer prayers at the temple of aristocratic and proud people, lighting the fire of poetic imagination or inspiration. In this passage, luxury and pride are personified, meaning the luxurious and proud men. And the muse's flame stands for poetic inspiration. The reference here is to one of the 9 muses in classical mythology, presiding over poetry, music, etc. Far from the madding crowd's ignoble strife, their sober wishes never learned to stray. Along the cool, quested vale of life, they kept the noiseless tenor of their way. The villagers had only ordinary, modest wishes. They didn't dream big. Living far away from the people engaged in unhealthy competition, they kept under check their temperate aims and ambitions. They lived in their quiet, secluded life, sticking to its calm, peaceful, routine course. Yet, even these bonds from insult to protect, some frail memorial still erected nigh, with uncouth rhymes and shapeless sepulchre decked, implores the passing tribute of a sigh. In spite of the obscurity of their lives, the villagers enjoyed a certain measure of love among themselves. After their death, memorials of some sort are erected in remembrance of them so as to protect their bones from being, trampled upon and insulted. So, on these memorials, some decked sepulchres or representations in stone, metal, or wood are engraved. Some clumsy verses that request the passers by to heave a sigh of tribute. Their names, their years, spelt by the unlettered muse, the place of fame and elegy supply, and many a holy text around she strews that teach the rustic moralist to die. The engravings consist of the names, years, and other personal details of the dead villagers written by some uneducated poet with quotations from the Holy Bible teaching the village moralist to face death calmly, having led a pious life. For who to dumb forgetfulness a prey, displeasing anxious being ever resigned, left to the warm precincts of the cheerful day, nor cast one longing, lingering look behind. The engravings are there because none of the dead villagers while living had wished that they were utterly forgotten by their descendants after their exit from the warmth of their pleasant life without being able to cast a long, lingering look behind. On some fond breast the parting soul relies, some pious drops a closing eye requires. Even from the tomb, the voice of nature cries, even in our ashes, live their wonted fires. The villager, as he dies, relies on a near and dear one to shed tears for his passing away. Even from his tomb, there comes a natural craving for love. Our ashes, too, says the poet, carry these accustomed longings and natural affections. For thee, who mindful of the unhonored dead, dost in these lines their artless tale relate. If chance by only contemplation led, some kindred spirit shall inquire thy fate. The poet here addresses himself and imagines that someone dear to him would inquire about the circumstances of his death. He has been mindful of the unhonored dead and has related their artless tale. He feels that someone dear to him will inquire about him and his death.